diagnosed with ovarian cancer, stage 4. I guess this nightmare began almost 2 years ago, right? Close to 2 years ago, because before we found out she had cancer, she was getting all kinds of pains, couldn't breathe right. We kept on taking her to the doctor. She had gone to Panama several times, gone and come back. So the doctor was saying, oh, when she was having these stomach pains, he said, you know what, you probably have an amoeba, so we have to give you for this. And then, oh, you know what, you probably have parasites, so we have to give you for this to kill the parasites. When she was having trouble breathing, we took her back to the doctor. And they went and got some x-rays, and they said, you know what, at your age, you're getting asthma. And so that's what it kept on and kept on. That's probably went on for what, maybe 3 months?
5, 6 months.
At least 5, 6 months with this, going to the doctor, and they kept on telling us, you know, giving her for this, giving her for that. So I think one time we finally, she had some real bad pains, so we ended up taking her to the emergency room, and they did a CAT scan there, right? No, an ultrasound. They did an ultrasound. They said they found a big mass. They didn't think it was cancerous, and they told us to take that to our doctor. They gave her some antibiotics and some pain medicine. Went to the doctor. The doctor looked at it, you know, she said, you know what, I agree, this mass is not cancerous. It's probably when women have had babies, they get that kind of mass, right? That's what she said, and most likely you have to get a hysterectomy. So we decided, let's go get it done in Panama. And she started saying, well, one of the reasons why you're losing weight is because it's probably pressing against your intestines and you're not digesting the food correctly, so you know, we need to do an operation and do a hysterectomy. So we decided to do it in Panama because it was going to be cheaper. And I think maybe it was 10 days, 2 weeks after we found out that she was going to Panama. It was about 10 days to 2 weeks she went to Panama. As soon as the doctor saw her, they said, no, there's something else wrong with you. They ended up doing some tests on her. Within that same day, we knew it was cancer.
Stage 4.
Stage 4 cancer, and they did it doing some biopsies, and she came out and she had spread to her lungs, liver, and so that's when they decided that it was to start the chemo in Panama. She didn't want to come back home because the doctors here couldn't diagnose what was wrong with her, and she felt comfortable getting treated. So I think her treatment started in August, the last week of August with the first chemo. And we started getting little by little good results because her CA-125 count, when it was first done, it was close to 800. And every time they did it, started dropping until I think by the time they did her last chemo, it had stayed like at 80, and it would go down after. Every time it dropped, it would drop maybe 2 or 3 points or something like that. And then they were going to operate. After the 4th one, they did another CAT scan and stuff, and the tumor was still too big, so they didn't want to operate. See, they said they didn't want to operate on the liver because they said it was too dangerous. Where the liver meets the veins, that's where she had the cancer. So they said if we operate there, it's going to kill her, so we can't operate. So they decided to keep on giving her the chemo, giving her the 8 sessions of chemo, right? After that is when I got everything ready here. She came home. We took her to go see the oncologist here. The oncologist here decided to be very aggressive and operate. And I say that's about the time when I first heard of CAT. And I've heard of CAT through Rhonda's Nature's Way, because we were buying the supplements that she started giving. And I think the second time I went to go buy more supplements to give her, she gave me her card and said, you need to go talk to CAT. I think she can help you. And she told me, that's when I asked her why. She said, well, she helped her brother. And so we came, we saw Kat, talked to Kat. At first we were very skeptical. Her treatment with the chemo, with Kat's treatment of ozone and stuff, and we had my mother, my in-laws were very worried because of what they've heard. They kept on telling us to tell the doctor, tell the doctor, tell the doctor, because of what they've heard. And I just decided, no, we're just going to stick with Kat and go through the treatment. So right after she got the operation, 6 weeks after that is when they were going to start the chemo. So 2 weeks before they started the chemo, Kat started treating her with the ozone and all the other stuff. And sure enough, little by little, the CA-125 count, every time we went and got it, started dropping by half. Little by little, kept on coming down. To me, you can ask her in a minute, her side effects from the chemo were not as bad. I mean, there were times where one time she got the chemo before Kat treated her. She got the chemo, came back to see Kat that same day. Kat treated her again, and that same day she had so much energy she went for a 5-mile walk. Yep, the very next day got up and went again twice walking because she was just so full of energy. And her CA-125 kept on dropping. So I think with the combination of the chemo and exactly what Kat did with her, got us to where we're at now. Where her last CA-125 was at 3.7. Where we were at when we first found out stage 4, lungs, liver, ovarian cancer, and the prognosis was not too good, to where we're at now, it's night and day. When they talked to me, it was not too good, really. When they talked to me in private, they told me, one doctor said we might give your wife a year, another told me maybe 2 or 3 years. So what do you think now? I think she's gonna bury me. At 90 years old.